Thought for the day. When you take good care of yourself, it is much easier to take care of those you love.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we discuss 5 tips to find ways to relax and recharge during those hectic days. Have a listen.
So I think it's first important to know that being a mom is like one of the toughest jobs. You are just on all the time, and it can be really hard to prioritize yourself because you get that mommy guilt. You start to wonder, okay, am I choosing me or my kids? And that's never really a good feeling. But listen, self-care is so important. You can't take care of your family if you don't first take care of yourself. So let's jump into some ways that you can add self-care into your life as a mama, okay? Tip number 1 is to set boundaries. I know it's like, listen, as a mom, there are no boundaries with kids. That's why you got to teach them. You have to designate, okay, mommy time, kids time. For myself, after 8:30, I'm like, listen, mommy is not on. I am not on duty unless it is emergency. And that's something that I've reinforced constantly. And that's a way for me to say, hey, I am available to you, but after this certain point, I'm not available to you anymore. And guess what? I'm able to wake up refreshed. I'm able to take the nighttime to reset, care for myself so that I can wake up and be a good mom. But I have to first set that boundary and say, hey, this is my time. Reclaiming my time. So don't be scared to set that boundary. It's going to be hard in the beginning because they're going to be like, what are you doing? I need all of you. And so you're going to want to cave, want to compromise, but you got to remember that a burnt out version of you does nobody good. So it's important to set boundaries. Tip number 2 is to prioritize sleep. So piggybacking off those boundaries, prioritizing sleep. I used to really try to just make the most of nighttime. I used to run myself ragged, have this big to-do list. Okay, after the kids, I'm going to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I'm wondering why I'm waking up frazzled. I'm wondering why I'm waking up tired, depleted. And then guess what? If I don't get it done that night, I'm super disappointed and stressed out, bringing that into my next day. So I have learned that, you know what? This is my bedtime. I got to go to sleep regardless. That's my cutoff. Whatever doesn't get done gets pushed to the next day, but I'm not going to be able to do those things if I'm tired, if I'm sluggish, because the mind and the body won't function without sleep. So don't feel like you can sacrifice sleep. No, that myth may work when you're not a mama because you only got to take care of you. But when you a mom, listen, it's a whole nother ball game. Sleep is very important. Tip number 3 is to practice mindfulness. This is really, really good for my gentle parenting moms out there because stress can sometimes come out in the form of frustration and anger, and we don't want to project that onto other people. So practicing mindfulness is a great way to center you, to de-stress you, to help you focus on the present moment. A great way to do that is with deep breathing exercises. And so you can breathe in, inhale gently for 5 breaths, and then you can exhale deeply and gently for 5 breaths. And you can do that anytime. So don't feel like you have to practice mindfulness for hours or 30 minutes. Like I try to do it sometimes in the car, in between tasks. Sometimes I say, hey, me and the kids, because I got 3 of them. I'm like, listen, we often do some deep breathing right now. And so I'm also modeling, right, healthy coping skills as well. But it's also giving me that space that I need. So don't feel like you also have to do it by yourself. Do it with the kids, do it outside, do it in the car, do it in the shower, in the bed, wherever you need to do it. Gather yourself so that you can feel collected and present yourself in the way that you want to. Number 4 is exercise. And this can kind of be a little scary for everybody because everybody has different versions of exercise. The version that I have for exercise a couple years ago is not the same right now. I've really tailored it to say, you know what, whatever I can do. If that's a brisk walk, if that's practicing some yoga, I've gotten really into bar classes, and that's been really great because my body can't really handle CrossFit anymore like it used to, but I just don't limit it. If I have 10 minutes, I'm making the most of it. And guess what? I'm praising and celebrating myself for that. So make sure that for you, getting your body moving in some type of capacity refreshes you, energizes you, gets those good endorphins going so that you can present that positive mindset and have that positive energy for your kids and for yourself. Tip number 5 is to make time for friends. As a mom, your whole world just feels like it revolves around your kids. I'm a cheer mom, a soccer mom, a dance mom. So it just feels like, oh my gosh, I'm always busy, always on the go. But it's important to be intentional about making those connections so you can feel supported, so that you can have your own identity outside of your kids. Yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm a wife, but I was brought into this world, well, as a child of God, but then I was brought into this world as Rashawnda. So my identity as Rashawnda can't be lost. And so making those connections with my friends is a beautiful reminder to also just take care of myself, laugh, have fun, have new experiences, talk about things other than kids. And that's just like a great reminder to say, hey, like I am prioritizing myself and it feels really good. That way I don't feel like I'm always sacrificing when I am with my kids, and it doesn't come out in, kind of those little subtle like anger or resentment because I'm taking you here and I'm not taking myself. It's like, listen, I'm gonna be mom, but then I'm also gonna do Rashawnda too.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.